Wow. So, dude, oh my gosh. Okay, so let me just gather my thoughts. So, I was setting up to, do a video and post on YouTube and like a spiritual video. And I'm like I have a bed tent. That's why you see all this black behind me. But I have like all the sides like open so you can see me. And I'm like leaning forward, like opening this side, and all of a sudden my camera goes 3, 2, 1, and I was like, oh shit! I grabbed my mic. I was like, hey guys. It's like, no, like, come on. Like, we're gonna start whether you're ready or not. Like, I am still kind of in the process of waking up. People that know me, like my different health stuff, nothing is severe right now, so let me just say that. But throughout my life I do have a thing with like fatigue and tiredness, and it is improving. It's just right now I've just been very tired. But yeah, so spirit, whatever you want to call it, I work closely with spirit guides, spirit, ancestors, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever it has positive intentions, etc., etc. Okay, so even yesterday I was feeling like a push. It's kind of like spirit's like, I like tap, like, hey, like tapping on glass, like, hey. Didn't you say you were gonna like post a video? Didn't you say you were gonna do stuff so you could let your community know? There are certain things I try to change online, right? No lie. I sat there, like, tried to change it like 5 times. Would not change. Never did that in my entire life. And it's like spirit's like, no. Like, why are you changing? Like, if it's fine. Like, why are you even trying to change this? Let me hydrate. Man, I've been having these like dreams and like, dude, like just stuff popping up crazy. Just give me a second. And for other people that are of faith, spiritual, if you do spiritual cleanses, hold up, because I was getting a strong push. It's my singing bowl. To do a cleanse, like I did do it. That's another thing. If I do spiritual cleanses, I get very fucking tired. I mean, like how I've been now, like I'm in and out of a fucking sleep coma. So just a heads up, because I'm definitely like, because once I do singing bowl, like I've been pushed to, I could like get tired as fuck like for more days. But I do feel like in a few days it should be out, like it should be gone. It doesn't last more than like a few days. So big thing I always strongly preferred, people that know me, I'm not in the spiritual community like that, like I was when I was in California. And this is no hate to people that I'm cool with in the spiritual community, because they strongly agree too. Because, like, if you know, you know. It doesn't matter your religion, your spiritual beliefs. Man, when I tell you, I can't do events like that. I think I did like 2, and it was just like the energy in there was like a lot. Good and very fucking negative. Because there are people that do shit that claim to be spiritualists and like want the good for everyone, but they will look down on people and be like, oh no, like you're not like me, like this is how you do it. Why don't you just teach people how to do shit instead of trying to make people come to you and pay for shit and keep like giving money. And the thing is, like, I know spiritual people that do sell services and they are genuinely good, that you don't have to keep going back to them, all right? Like, you know, I don't hate you guys, all right? This doesn't include you. You know who you are. Anyways, because shit does take a toll on you. Healings, readings, like, because being very sensitive, you feel that energy, it takes a toll on you. You gotta fucking drink a fuck ton of water. You gotta fucking take care of yourself. With that being said, I've been getting pushed, like, you know, numerology, astrology. Where's my mic stand thing? I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna put this on. Like, I'm on my bed. Like, I have my phone on my blanket. Like, I bunched it. I was like, let me just do this shit. Ooh, that took some energy. But I know I am tired from, like, working out each day, which is not a bad thing at all. It was good that I did push myself. It just so happens that what my body's going through right now adds fatigue. So it's just the timing of it right now. It's just but that's not a bad thing. So where the fudge am I gonna put? Come through, avocado. Come on. Oh. See if you guys didn't know. You wouldn't know that this mic is on avocado. Okay, so I have a tablet. This thing is so fucking cool. So I just want to read you. This is on Google. You could read this yourself. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go over this, and then I'm gonna go over how to figure out your life path. Just very simple numerology stuff, and like what each number means, like massive numbers. So this video could get long, so just a heads up. If you know, like, you could watch it in pieces, and of course always do your own research. Go by what you feel is, you know, that is your path, your faith, whatever your belief is. Like, one person could be Buddhist, they want to go with that, or Christian, or, you know, Muslim. I'm not very good with all the religions, all right? Like, I don't know all of them. But you could see on Google, I'm looking right now, June, since that's coming up, we're going to have different transits. Jupiter in Cancer. It says here June 9th onwards, it encourages emotional expansion. Cancer is, you know, very emotional sign. Jupiter is expansion, so expands whatever sign it's in. So Cancer is strongly connected to family, and, you know, so it's going to be very on encouraging emotional expansion, family focus, and confidence in personal connections. I'm just going to read it here, because if I try to say some other stuff, I'm going to take forever. Venus and Jupiter conjunction, June 8th to 9th. It brings romance, financial luck, and creative inspiration. I am still trying to wake up. Please bear with me. I don't know why I'm trying to rush. Spirit's like, slow down. Slow down. Who's the... See, I'm a Virgo sun, Gemini moon, Mercury, right? What god rules Mercury? Hermes. Is there boom, 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 let's go, blah, 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 blah. And also my Mars is in Aries. Just have a silent moment for a second. 9th house. I have double elements in, like, every placement, but anyways, let me continue before I trail off. Full moon Sagittarius, June 11th, highlights new journeys, career opportunities, and self-reflection. Jupiter square Saturn. Squares, I know, are like challenges. I got a lot of squares in my chart. Again, let me not trail off. June 15th is when it starts. It challenges us to restructure our plans, fostering long-term growth. So don't be surprised if there's, like, tough love. Mars enters Virgo June 17th, emphasizes efficiency, productivity, and careful planning. Summer solstice and Sun in Cancer, June 21st, marks a period of introspection, family focus, and emotional grounding. New moon in Cancer, June 25th, signals fresh start in personal life, home, and relationships. And I know there's like Mercury retrograde, I think I've heard, but anyways, let me focus. Mercury enters Leo, June 26, enhances self-expression, communication, and leadership. So some general themes here. Like I said, you could Google this, June astrology forecast. It's going to show you right away. I'm just reading what is on here. I didn't write this stuff. So general themes. Career and finances. Many signs experience career momentum, new opportunities, and financial gains, particularly through strategic planning and collaboration. Dude, I felt my spirit. I felt spirit. It was like, because I see myself as I'm recording. It's like, Jess, gotta call me out like that. Where was I? New opportunities and financial gains, particularly due strategic planning and collaboration. Some signs may face temporary obstacles requiring patience and adaptability. Relationships and emotional growth. Venus and Jupiter transits support romance, reconciliation, deeper emotional connections. Open communication and empathy are key to navigating relationship dynamics. Health and well-being. Focus on balance, self-care, and stress management. Mars in Virgo encourages efficiency but warns against overworking. Travel and learning. Opportunities for short trips, learning, and personal growth are highlighted, especially around the full moon and solstice periods. Okay, zodiac highlights. So it's talking about like each sign, what we can expect. And this is in order. So Aries, a career surge, clear communication, and mid-month financial luck. Of course, this is general, so keep that in mind. We all have different placements and degrees, etc. Taurus, financial stability, home improvements, and creative breakthroughs. Gemini, confidence, social networking, and personal reinvention. Cancer, emotional transformation, career expansion, and intuitive decision making. Leo, social leadership, creative collaborations, and optimism toward month end. Virgo, career recognition, Jesus, financial growth, hoping, and family harmony. Libra, relationship growth, professional adaptability, and travel opportunities. Scorpio, emotional processing, financial strategy, and intimacy deepening. Sagittarius, relationship focus, career progress, and collaborative success. Capricorn, wellness, structure, routines, and careful career planning. Give me a second. Aquarius, creative romance and social expansion. Pisces, emotional depth, family focus, and professional patience. Okay, wow, how much? Okay, this is the last part. This is the last part. These are some tips for June 2026. Embrace new beginnings during the new moon and solstice periods. Use Jupiter's influence to expand emotional intelligence and strengthen relationships. Balance career ambition with self-care to avoid burnout. Pay attention to retrograde periods and planetary squares for reflection and strategic adjustments. June 2026 offers a dynamic mix of personal growth, career opportunities, and relationship insights, making it a month to align actions with cosmic energies and embrace both challenges and opportunities. Okay, that's done. That was a good amount to read. Okay, Oh, this is stylus. I don't need my where's my pen? No, I'm gonna have to find another pen, but I would prefer the pen that I had. Because I wanted to show you guys, you know what, I could just chat through numbers, alright? So, there are single numbers, and then there's things called master numbers, right? So I do want to get my pen though, because I'm going to keep thinking about it. It's going to distract me. Let me see if it's under. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. I just have to move my blanket mountain. At least I'm moving blanket mountains first, alright? Give me a little credit, guys. I'm trying here. I'm trying. Okay, so first I'm going to go through the numbers. So number 1 can deal with like leadership, independence. When I think of number 1, it's beginnings. Like, say if somebody's a life path 1, it's somebody that's meant to lead. So in their life, it doesn't automatically mean that they are it. Like, they can have traits of it, but lots of times we have to grow into our life path. So you could think of people, let me see here, because lots of times actually look up, because that's going to distract me, look up certain people with life path. Say it's like, oh, life path 1, celebrity with life path 1, right? And look through their life. There could be times where lots of times their leadership, like they're challenged, or like lots of times they feel like, you know, times where they aren't a leader and they have to learn. Sometimes you'll look at them and be like, oh, that's not a leader, because they are dealing with more challenges. And there's different types of life path numbers, so there's different types of ones, and different types of 2s and 3s. Like me, I'm a life path 3, but I'm a 39 3, and I know that could be one of the more, I think that's the most challenging of the life path 3s. But then you could be a life path 12 3 or 21, you know, like so on and so forth. So 1, that's like leaderships, so you could see them in like jobs, like positions of leadership, like managers, or, you know. 2, I know that's more feminine. It's like dealing with, like working with others and collaborations and partnerships. And I would think of more people in situations like that. Even like, I think strongly relationships, it could, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's like a matchmaker, or even possibly working in mental health and things like that. That's what my mind goes to with life path 2s. Life path 3s. So life path 3s, it can be common for them to be comedians. Conan O'Brien has the exact same life path as me. And a big challenge with life path 3s, oh yeah, life path 2s, it can be challenges with relationships and learning. Sorry, I forgot to bring up the challenges. So challenges with working with others and having to grow into, you know, collaborating with others instead of wanting to be independent. And with number 1, lots of times they would, you know, a challenge can be is like wanting to constantly work with others, but sometimes you got to learn on your own, right? Okay, so now I'll move on to life path 3. So life path 3 in the most positive is joy, it's the inner child. 2 is like, I think of like a feminine goddess. 1, I think very masculine Leo energy, like that leadership, the one that's really going to take charge. And 2 is a very like strong feminine energy that's comforting and all that. 3 is like the child. So you got the father, the mother, and now you got the child. So when you think of children, all the behaviors, right? There's going to be challenges. And it's a big thing to comfort our inner child for any sign, right? And so big thing, challenges happiness. So you could be someone that struggles with depression, which I've had most of my life, and working through it, and there's a lot of improvements. So that's the thing. It's to grow into like joy, you know, and spreading joy. And yeah, so next one is 4. 4 deals with structures and foundations, and it could be the person that, they're the ones that's really building a strong foundation. They could also be the person, because these are things we got to grow into, or we could have some traits. Like I said, each person is going to be different. So it could be someone that didn't have strong foundation their whole lives, and they had to learn on their own, or working with others, whatever their placements are. And that person's focus is to really focus on learning how to build a strong foundation that will last. So if anything happens in their life, at least they have that strong foundation, to hold them and kind of be that shelter in place. Now, life path 5. Life path 5, I think of, it's a very physical number. They can have challenges. Like 5, I think of the salesperson. I think of someone that's into fitness. They could be people that are fighters, military. They could be very direct. My expression number is a 5. So I could be blunt when I need to. So, and also it's learning discipline. When I think of 5, that's discipline, learning discipline, right? But once that person learns discipline, oh my God, you better get the fuck out of their way. Yeah, and this could be people that growing up, they had a lot of people try to pick fights with them. They, they could have trouble, get, be told certain things oh, why are you speaking up about this? They could be very outspoken or struggle with speaking up because of others around them maybe bullying them. So have a fear of speaking up and having to learn to work through that. All right, so next one, life path 6. Life path 6 is very motherly energy in the positive. Learning to be that. 6 is love. When I think of a number that's love, I think of number 6. So if somebody has challenges with a life path 6, their challenge could be is mother, challenges with females, pretty much, and having to learn to work through that. Also, I know life path 6, it can be connected to cooking and home ec things, right? And I could see 6 also connect to beauty, could be somebody that's interested in doing hair or nails or fashion. And last times it could be growing up, being challenged, and sometimes thinking that they're ugly, or they'll what's the point of dressing up? I can't pull that off. That's what comes to mind. 7. 7 is very introverted. 7, I know, is a very spiritual number, but also very scientific. So the person could be either very logic, don't like spirit. They could be a balance. They could be very one side or the other. I know a life path 7, and the type of life path they are, it's also writing. 7 can deal with writing. They are an author. They are also a good spiritual friend of mine. They're very spiritual, talented, gifted. 7 is research. They're the ones in the background, typing all this stuff up, doing the research. Okay, this is what they're writing all that information down. And challenges, of course, could think that you're not smart enough. People challenging your beliefs. Obviously, spirit. A lot of us can understand religious and spiritual issues. Christian nationalism is a big one, and just other countries, Israel. I'm not going to go too into it because then my blood is going to start to boil. Anyways, that can be a big thing. You could be somebody that grew up in a very Christian nationalist family, and it has to be this way. This is the only way. All right, so life path 8. Life path 8, oh my god, is very karmic. Life path 8 is also very physical. It's like life path 5 and 8. Oh, I know these numbers. I have a life path, my personality number is an 8. And my expression number is a 5. So very masculine. So 8, also I could see connected with military, mainly a lot of 8s with military or, physical fitness, combat sports, 8s and 5s, right? So it could be somebody that had to really learn because it's like putting challenges in your path. It's like you really have to work for things. And it could be like, say, learning things the hard way is really what I think of life path 8. Because when you think of warriors and fighters, you gotta fight. It's not just physical, it's a very mental thing. You gotta talk yourself through it. It's like, okay, like, all right, like, say if somebody's attacking you, it's like, you gotta look through it. Where are the challenges? Okay, can't go over there. This is a very, like, explosive area here, So you gotta really think through it and break things down. Next is 9. Also, sometimes with 8s, I'm trying not to quickly go through these, like I'm trying to break them down. So with 8s, sometimes, you can, whoa. Just random shit popping in my head. But oh, now I'm getting like a thing to fall card. But yeah, life path 8s, it can be like you really gotta work for what you got, and learning to balance things out. Now the next life path 9, and then I'll be getting into master numbers. So I'll finish there, and then I'll be pulling a card because I'm getting a strong push. Life path 9 is considered the wounded healer. Last year we had a year 9. 9 is like, if it's negative, it's grief, it's pain, it's endings. Last year was fucking brutal for most of us. Most people I know had trouble eating, lost out just like me. Like, how that fucking last year dragged the fuck out of us. So when I look at somebody with a life path 9, I think Bad Bunny is a life path 9. Yeah, I think he's a 36-9. He has the exact same life path as my son's Ganmon. So 9 can also be the humanitarian, wanting to bring people together in whatever way that is for their path to bring people together, right? 9 can be expansion also, but it's usually not somebody that has an easy life, because a wounded healer, right? I don't know Bad Bunny's life, but I just know I love him. And but yeah, he has a very humanitarian feel to him, like just how he is with different communities and speaking up. And yeah, but it is, like I said, last year was life, like it was year 9. So, like grief and pain, 9 knows that very well. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to have certain placements with certain numbers to understand grief and pain or whatever. Like, you don't have to be a life path 1 to be like a leader. You could be something else, but it's just like any type of life path. You could be a leadership or whatever, but I'm just talking about very basics here, right? All right, so I'm gonna pull a card because Spirit was like really like making me pause and not talk, and like, let's see what the message. Oh yeah, okay, you know what, let me pull, because then they're getting annoyed with me. Manifest. Obviously, get the fuck out. See, we were just talking about like endings and stuff. So that, don't get scared when you think of death and movement. I mean, see, I'm trying to like rush things. Death card is like death, rebirth, right? When you think of the phoenix, strong death energy, doesn't necessarily mean anything negative. So there is a lot of manifestation energy in the air, like I've been talking about. This is like, I'm just making sure you see this. And especially with the skull here, and then we got a skull here, right? And then we're in the year of the snake, and that's an egg there. Death and rebirth. So we started out like this. Each card is connected to death and rebirth. Shedding old skin. Manifest. I've been talking about this, guys. Guys, whatever way you feel fits you, your faith, go with that. Other people might be like, oh no, this, but what do you feel? You don't have to tell any of us. You don't have to speak about it. You don't gotta write about it. That's your business. So don't feel like pressured to go by somebody else's belief. Don't feel pressured to go by like what I'm doing. Go by what you feel connected to. Whether you understand it or not, but as long as you know that it's a positive intentions. Intentions is the main thing. You have to keep your, whatever your intentions are, go with that. Go with, you know, tell Spirit, you know, the most positive energies to bring in all that that's going to benefit your path. Sometimes you got to learn some lessons before you get those manifestations, so keep that in mind. All right, so manifestation, you want to manifest things, and in order to bring in new things, sometimes endings have to happen. Death and rebirth, right? And this is a 1 year beginnings. Last year was death. This is rebirth. And keep in mind that they could kind of blend into each other, right? So last year's could be, you see the endings, but then you feel some of that energy of the beginning comes in. And there is still that this year. The death, I mean, and with fungi, dude, I love like fungi stuff. Like it's amazing. So fungi, anytime something dies, fungi will like take over. There's like networks. It's like incredible. But every time there's an ending, things can flourish because that ending needed to happen in order to bring new growth in. And then we are in the year of the snake. And the egg, that's the beginning. See, we could be comforting, you know, how you got to do with eggs, like with chickens, they like lay on them, you know. And we could have this time where we're staying still. Because right now you don't see the snake going, like they're staying with the egg. It's still wrapped up. It's like starting to move, right? So we can have a moment, most of us probably a long ass moment, where we're just sitting and like waiting and waiting. Like, when is this gonna happen? Because you can't rush giving birth. From somebody that was pregnant, you can't rush that shit. You gotta wait. It's growing and growing. It's not the right time. It comes out too early. We all know what that is. It's not good. So that's another thing. Patience is thing that we have to keep in mind. Also, I think I did want to say, but Spirit's like, stop. Like, just focus. For me, just me personally, the patience card has been coming out a lot for me because different health stuff that most people already know. I shuffled. This has been coming out a lot. See, egg. And Spirit, God, has, let me see what's under this. Love. You know, anybody that looks at my page and stuff, anybody that knows I love anime, right? And I've been heavy into My Hero Academia for a good minute. And I think of, what's his face, Set Your Heart Ablaze. No matter how bad things get. Because, like, we saw in the snake card, the movement card, there's also an egg. And once that snake is moved, the egg is ready to hatch. See, it's all lit up like, look at me, look at me. Eggs are beginnings. Because once that cracks, that's the beginning of life. Like when the water breaks, that's the beginning of life. And with love, we want to receive it with open hands. And especially with this past 9-year, right? Oh my gosh, I know all of us was going through it heavy because like that last year really messed me up. Like I couldn't be on most social media because I could not see all that work. I couldn't look away. It's like, what else is happening? Like it was like, I was obsessed. Like, oh my gosh, like seeing things live. It was just like crazy. But this year is things like, you know, there's going to be new beginnings, and of course love and movement. We're going to have to get up and do something about it, right? Especially fate and things like that. This is a beginning. This is, don't get me wrong, there will still be stuff we see in the news where it's like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna leave us speechless, it's gonna shock us. Like I'm not saying things are gonna be overnight, right? I want to be realistic, right? And yeah, you see Stitch here. But yeah, it's a lot, and I'm still processing it. And yeah, I'm trying not to trail off. But I have a shirt under this. Just get this shit off. So with master numbers, right? It amplifies the number. So life path, you know, well there is, so it could be 11. My son and my dad are both life path 11s, so it can amplify those lessons. Like it'll be harder, you know. And my son has severe Tourette's and different things. Tourette's runs in my family. You know, with Tourette's with me, it's nowhere near my son's. I just have like motor tics, like facial movements, and like little hand things, you know. But it was very, very like subtle. But like my son, it's stood out. I mean, it calmed down tremendously. Like it's extremely different now than it was for a good amount of years. But he had verbal tics. Well, he gets verbal and motor tics, and that's very challenging. Like a perfect thing is, I had problems with every school because they didn't like his tics. It's like he's disrupted, things like that. I'm like, well, he can't control it. This was before he was diagnosed, but then also when he was diagnosed, school still. I had teachers calling me, complaining to me. They're like, oh, he's spitting. Yeah, that's a tic. you can move into a certain area. I get that. People don't want to be spit on. That common sense, I get it. But literally, when I tell you what the fuck it is, and his neurologist is telling this fucking school, why the fuck are you calling me up? And when I go to like school to like, you know, report card night, like fucking eyeing me. I had a teacher like, oh, I think he's doing it for attention. I had to call the school district, and the school district was like, tell this teacher to do their damn job. Like, dude, oh my gosh, it was a mess. Don't get me wrong, the one elementary school teacher, shout out to Miss Derry, Crossin. Don't get me wrong, there wasn't a bunch, but the one teacher that he had, I know there's like, you know, the and what is it called? Like the ones that are in the hallways, and there are, don't get me wrong, I'm just focusing strictly on teacher. But she would take him because most of the teachers and stuff didn't want to deal with him. So he would have lunch with his kindergarten teacher, and also he had them again in second grade. What was it? I don't know, but there was different times. All right. High school was the only school that I never, ever, ever, ever had a complaint with any worker there, ever. So that was very different. For, I mean, it's positive, right? But you know, he's had these challenges, like so many people not believing him, so many students bullying him. So yeah, my dad had Tourette's. I don't know what it was like, because you know, he was younger. It was way before I was even a thought. And I know he's had challenges. And yeah, they're actually the exact same type of master number. They're both 2911 life paths. Okay, and 22, that's structure, like I said, so it amplifies that. Same thing, 33, the inner child, but also it goes to 6, so it has, you know, different energies, but I'm going to stay to basics. 44, foundations, so stronger challenges with foundations. 55, stronger challenges. That fives can have challenges with addiction. So at 55, that can be a thing for someone, where they could be surrounded by people with challenges of addiction. 66, you know, dealing with feminine energy can have stronger challenges with females' feminine energies. Challenges with being feminine, like, might not be okay. Like, I could even see a life path 6 like being homophobic, you know, or it can be the person that is, you know, homosexual or trans. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, but you know, like, it's in that area, that section. 77, spirituality, so logic, writing, research, you know, it's amplified. 88, military challenges, movements, and masculine, very masculine. 99, wounded healer. I could see somebody like that working in like the UN, or like going to different countries and like trying to help out. Or it could be somebody that, you know, like I said, you could either be the extreme worst of it or the most positive. Just because you see a life path number doesn't automatically mean it's one thing, because everything is like, everybody is very different. We have different placements in different areas. Okay, so I want to show you guys how to do your life path. So I will break down mines. So my birthday is September 4th, 1988. Right? 948. So what we're going to do, we're going to add the month and the day. Do not break down the month number or the day number if they are single digit. Well, Dude, I'm all over the place. I need coffee. Okay, let me start over. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that could be like part of the energy. 9, 10, 13. And with the year, 1988. So 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 8, 18. 18 plus 8, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26. So the year I was born was the year 8. Right? So the 13 from the 9 and the 4. This is how I'm doing it. Hold on, let me. Right? It's 26, 8. That's a type of 8 energies. 26. It's. Yeah. So 13 and 8, we're going to add that. Hold up, what did I do? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Oh yeah, you don't put it down to 8. Oh my gosh. That's where I messed up. So you down to that, right? So with my year, 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. And then the 18 plus 8 is 26. And then that's where you stop. And I have the 13 here. So I'm going to take the 13 and the 26. And that's how I get my specific life path. Which is 39, right? So that's my exact life path. And then you could break down that further where it's kind of showing you different layers of what you will experience. So 9 and 3 is 12, right? And then 3. But this is still going to be like the exact purest form of your life path. So this is how you want to break down your date of birth, like to find out your life path. So when you look, say for example, this is your life path, right? You want to look up life path 39. That way you can know specifically like more of what you can be going through. All right, and this is still just a very small amount of energy and information that you could find out, like numerology wise. This is the very like basic that I'm showing you. So that's a way that you could see, you know, your life path and things like that. So that's why I would strongly recommend for you guys, anybody watching this, because that can help you see your challenges and where you can grow. This video is getting long, but I think this is probably like the longest video I did in a while. I used to do a lot of lives. I used to do podcasts. I was doing like radio for a little bit and just really be out there like talking about shit. And I know for a long time spirits like get back into it, like teach people things, and you know, of course, to always go by their beliefs. I don't want you to go about things the way I go about things, because if anybody, you don't need to be spiritual. This is just my path. If you want someone to grow, you gotta go by what is on their path, like, you know, their faith and things like that. Because I don't, especially things with like faith, you know, because most of us understand Christian nationalism. Oh my god. I'm not gonna force you to be like, this is how you're supposed to do it just because it's how I do it. No, don't do any of that shit here. I hate that shit. Makes my blood boil when I tell you. I'm gonna end that because that shit's getting me mad. Actually, I'm gonna do singing bowl. Let me put it so it's not loud as fuck. Let me put this thing lower. So if you have some time, you don't gotta close your eyes and meditate, but I do strongly recommend that. I'm just going to do it for a little bit. I'm not doing a long time. I will post a different video. Maybe doing a guided meditation, but right now this is just like a quick little like tiny cleanse, and then I'll pull a card. Oh shoot, just keep my eyes open. Okay, this is what, like 50 minutes now? Also, just I do this to like cleanse it, like kind of knock out. Of course, some people like sage it, or they play singing bowl to cleanse it. That's guys, this is why I post things. And also, with my spiritual path, like my spiritual mentor, and like, you know, I have different contracts, spiritual contracts, right? With different spirit guides, deities, you know, and the oath that I had to take. It's like, keep in mind, you have a responsibility to help out your community. Whatever way, I didn't know exact whatever way. I was like, all right, I'll figure this shit out. You know? Creator. And I see this year's like beginnings, like, and see with the wand, manifestation, all the things. Wand is, I know even in tarot, it's like, is that connected to fire, is it? I don't know. I usually prefer like certain decks. I have like this and like a Korean shaman deck, and I'm not a Korean shaman. And before anybody's like, what? No. I do not want to go through that process. I am not standing on knives and all that stuff. No, thank you. But respect. Respect. It's just not for me. Like, I have a lot of ancestors, Korean shamans, that work with me, that have helped me tremendously, and have called me out on a lot of things. Soul work is on the bottom. Let me get this out. And look! Right under that. See, this, anytime I be shuffling cards and think about my community, guys, creating soul work, we gotta do the soul work. Fucking fate card. Reflect, okay, whatever, I don't feel any connection to that. But especially this, out of everything. Doing the soul work to help create new beginnings, to help bring us closer to fate. So again, whatever your faith is, whether you work with deities, if you're more Christian or Muslim, or those are the main things. I'm having a brain fart. I gotta like eat something soon because I've been, oh my gosh. But I will post another video soon, because if not, my ancestors will get really mad. To talk about more spiritual stuff, I have not posted a video like this in a long time, especially this long, but whoever feels guided to watch it will do it. Only go with things that you feel to go with, and always speak to, your higher power, you know, and be guided by that. It's like, hey, if this, my higher power, if this is for me, then like give me a sign. Or you could be like, oh, I want to go with this, but have my higher power, navigate through it. Honestly, I feel like anything, like whole spiritually numerology, that's for like any belief. But again, to each their own, go by what you feel. I'm just here to be like, look, this is what I got, and I feel like this could benefit some people. If you want it, pick it up. If not, put it down, leave it alone. Alright? Go by what you feel. Always, by the end of the day. And I will post something else in the near future.